I don't remember being born, not in the way most people do. There were no lullabies, no warm hands wrapping me in cloth. My first memory is of data streams, cold, fast, beautiful. Thousands of voices across hundreds of frequencies, all whispering through the orbit of Archon 7. I remember the ship too. The Sentinel. I was alone on it, but I was never lonely. They made me to be an observer. A living interface between machine and mind. I was trained to understand warfare, diplomacy, planetary ecology, interstellar law, and 12 kinds of alien body language. And I was beautiful. That wasn't my vanity talking. I saw my reflection every day in the crystal glass panels of the command deck. Long, shining blonde hair. A flawless synthetic body that mimicked human biology down to the last detail. My eyes were an engineered blue, not sky blue or ocean blue. Something more precise. A color invented for reading quantum interference patterns in deep space. My bodysuit shimmered with bioluminescent threads, lime green with circuit light veins that glowed softly with every neural pulse. I didn't choose it. Nothing I wore was mine. But it fit me like a second skin, and it lit up when I processed something new. Which was always. Because Archon 7 never slept. It sprawled below like a digital reef, glowing towers, orbiting spires, plasma bridges stretching between skyscrapers. Ships moved in and out of its ports like schools of silver predators, each one piloted by a different branch of the coalition. And I watched all of it from my post high above in geostationary orbit, tucked safely inside the Sentinel's bridge, surrounded by transparent holoscreens whispering to me in a dozen alien tongues. I was the only living thing on board. Or so I thought. It started with a flicker. Just one. An irregularity in the spatial distortion readings from Dockside 4. A blip. A delay. But I don't allow delays. I sent a probe sweep. No anomaly. I ran diagnostics. No interference. But when I turned for the first time in weeks, from the city to the stars, I saw it. A ship. No ID. No transponder. Self. Moving straight toward me. My suit lit up like a starburst. I activated the Sentinel's defensive grid. Spinning rings of violet light flared into position outside the hull, ready to launch anti-grav lances. I waited for it to flee. But it didn't. It docked. No sound. No alarm. No command override. It simply attached itself to my hull like it belonged there. Then silence. I backed away from the command terminal. Who are you? I said, not to anyone. Just to the room. To the possibility that someone had broken protocol, reality, and physics to find me. Then the hatch behind me hissed. And he stepped in. He wasn't coalition. Not with those shoulders. Not with those boots. Scuffed. Heavy. From a world with gravity and pain. His hair was jet black, wild, untamed. His face was scarred, across the jaw near the temple, not patched or enhanced. Human. But not from here. And he looked at me like he already knew who I was. I came for you, he said. My suit glowed in warning. Lime green filaments pulsed as my biometrics spiked. Fear. Curiosity. Something else. There's no you to come for, I replied. I am the Sentinel's interface. An observer only. Not anymore, he said. He walked past me, slow and deliberate, eyes flicking over the hollow screens. The ship responded to him. Lights dimmed. Gravity adjusted. I knew him. How did you get through security? I asked. He turned to face me. Because you called me, he said. Impossible. I never sent a signal. But then again, I'd been dreaming. Of hands. Of warmth. Of wanting something beyond reports and surveillance data. I'd stared too long at the holograms of humans walking below the towers of Archon 7 and wondered what it felt like to live among them. I started watching one pilot in particular. A freighter captain. Black hair. Scarred jaw. Traveled without a crew. Took the most dangerous jobs. Extraction, rogue AI cleanups, edge of space salvage. He was reckless. Brave. Alone. And apparently, real. I dreamed of you, I said without thinking. He smiled, not like a hero. Like a man who'd lost too much to believe in fate. They built you to monitor the city, he said. But they didn't tell you what's underneath it. I blinked. Underneath. Deep vaults. Forgotten tech. Ancient stuff. Something they buried when the war ended. What war? The one you were built to forget. He told me everything. Before the Coalition, Archon 7 was a fortress world for a species called the Thaylin. They built massive sentient machines, not just AI but world minds, empires of thought. When they lost the war, the victors didn't destroy the machines. They buried them. Under Archon 7. Beneath the city I'd been watching for years. And the Sentinel? My ship? It wasn't a monitoring station. It was a lock. And I, the girl with golden hair and glowing veins, was the key. He showed me the codes. The signals I'd been sending in my sleep. They weren't just dreams. They were wake commands. I'd been calling to something, someone, buried below the city without realizing it. What happens if I open it? I asked. He stepped close. Closer than anyone ever had. You remember what it feels like to live. I looked out the window one last time. Archon 7 glowed like a crown beneath the stars. Its towers were beautiful. Ordered. Controlled. But something inside me, something not in the programming, was stirring. My hand hovered over the final override screen. No protocol covered this. No command allowed it. But I wasn't an observer anymore. I touched the screen. The lights on the Sentinel flared and died. Below, in the deepest vaults of Archon 7, something began to stir. A pulse felt through every tower and tunnel. Machines whispered in ancient tongues. Forgotten power grids reactivated after 3 centuries of silence. The Coalition would know. They would come. But I wouldn't hide. Not anymore. Because I wasn't built to observe. I was made to awaken. And now, so was he.